Welcome back to live streaming of Build a Song, hosted by AI Fun and deeplearning.ai. As our contestants right now focusing on building, we are super happy to have Natalie Han from SAP joining us to chat about AI and SAP. Welcome, Natalie.
Hi, Jill. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. Very excited to be here.
Okay, great. It's definitely a very super exciting event. So Natalie, let's start from, first, tell us more about yourself and your journey in AI and what you are working on right now with SAP.
Yeah, happy to. So, hey, I'm from SAP Business AI team. I'm the location lead also in the Bay Area. So very excited to be here and see all the energies on the floor. So a little bit about my background. I have electrical engineer background in PhD, and also I did a postdoc at Stanford, all focusing on brain MRI image processing. Feels like a long history ago, but that's where my journey with AI and kind of coming started with image processing, signal processing. And then in the past decade, I've been working at LinkedIn, Google, and those companies in the Bay Area to really leading the data science team and AI effort, focusing on consumer product and enterprise product. But I'm really excited right now. This is the moment where SAP is really bring AI into the enterprise use cases. We're in a unique kind of position right now to really make a real business impact.
That's super exciting. And you are basically a data person.
I'm a data scientist converting to a product manager, you would say, from an AI space. So we have a lot of GenAI product. My focus at SAP is mainly bring innovation research to product in a very fast pace in the Bay Area. So I'm mainly leading the Joule for Consultant product from the product lead perspective, but I also oversee an agent and how do we quickly bring these ideas from innovation, all the fast pace of learnings of LLM to production. So I'm very excited to be here to share more how we're using AI in SAP products.
That's great. That's great. So for viewers new to SAP's Business AI, tell us more about what is Business AI.
Yeah, first of all, SAP, if you don't know, it is the largest enterprise software platform in the world. It does power everything from your ice cream and grocery logistics to building the plane or to managing AI chips, for example. Everything you don't see is kind of very magically powered by SAP, I would say. So from a business AI perspective, this is overall SAP strategy that we focus on suite first and AI first. So SAP is not new to AI. We have done a lot of traditional AI, a lot of prediction, a lot of recommendations. So this is not new to SAP, but we're in the era of new generative AI space where we're bringing much more capability. So I will talk a little bit more about Joule, which is kind of our unified UI for GenAI in terms of our unified UI front. And that covers all the product lines. And under the Joule UI, we also have a lot of SAP product, powering from SuccessFactors or S/4HANA ERP system to finance, procurement, all the business suite, the entire business suite app and product. So that's in between. So Joule is sitting on top of all the product.
Okay. So you mentioned Joule, and I like the example of ice cream, powering ice cream that I can relate to.
Yes.
So can you tell us an example how Joule help your user to have a concrete business result?
Yeah, so Joule is the overall UI. You can ask questions on Joule. So right now we already have almost 1,800 Joule skills already available, built by SAP, and that covers all the product I just mentioned. So the product, for example, you can say informational, like, hey, what is SAP BTP? That is a business technology platform for people who don't know, to want to get started. That's a really good starting point to ask any informational questions. And Joule also have navigational experiences. For example, because all the products are all over the place, and then you can ask Joule to say, if I want optimizing my business process, where do I go? So Joule will help you to navigate into the right page. And Joule also have transactional capability, which is more advanced. You can say, I want to give a spot award to my coworker. And then Joule will help you very easily in the UI chat to help you give this spot award, where previously you have to go to different pages and click. And lastly, I think is the analytic capability, which is also very exciting, that you can ask a Joule, what are my team's top 10 deal closed last month? So really help we go into the deep SAP system to really get all this information that we want to help the user be more efficient, save time, and get more work done and remove kind of the manual process.
Wow. So it's like, for example, SAP, like you mentioned, is the largest enterprise solution in the world. And so there are, over the past 50 years, you have all those different SAP products where, a newcomer, joining SAP might not have the idea of where to go find the right things. And in this case, Joule can be a great
Exactly.
help.
Just for internal use cases where we also using Joule internally, kind of like customer zero, where Joule can help us with new user onboarding, also creating your goal and your performance goal. Actually, we have a lot of agents also that I can share a little bit more.
Yes, tell us more about Joule's agents.
Yeah, this is a very, everybody's talking about agent, right? But is it just a hype or is it actually in reality? I'm very proud to say SAP has really bring this AI technology into product very quickly. So we have, I can give some example. For example, the performance and goal agent I was talking earlier, not only for our internal users to use, but also we already launched this in beta. As a manager, in performance review time is very stressful. How do you take all the peer feedback? How do you take the goals and all your conversations, all this information, so the agent will be able to do all the prep work for the managers and where, help also remove bias, make the conversation very objective, action-based, and also creating this meeting invite and follow-up actions. And as a manager, it really saved them a lot of time. And so that's just one example on top of the success factor product that we have to managing the human capital. But obviously, SAP has a very broad product suite. So another one, which is also kind of one of my favorite, is dispute resolution agent. So SAP, runs a lot of business processes, supply chain. So you have suppliers and vendors, and you have all these invoices. So one of the agent called dispute resolution agent would go through all your invoices and see what does customer complain to have this dispute. Hey, you sent me this invoice for this $1,000, but I don't want to pay this because you didn't ship the device to me, you were late. So things like this could be very manual, takes a lot of time for human to go through. So our dispute resolution agent look at all the dispute, opening the cases automatically based on the email, and go through all the process to figure out why this customer is complaining, and go through shipping, go through inventory, and go through all the underlying services to provide recommendations. And this is where human in the loop to really review this, because finance data is very sensitive and we want to making sure we provide this responsible AI. So human would be always in the loop to review and provide, okay, this makes sense to me, I want to write this off, or we want to create a new invoice to the customer. So this is just some example. I think we already launched the beta, so you can find more agent. And from a partnership perspective, this is not just within SAP that the agent ecosystem can deliver value. We also have an open system with third-party vendors. For example, if you want to write an email in this dispute, you can also send this email to the customer to say, hey, I already provide this update. Can you please review? So we partner with Microsoft and all the other third parties to make this more seamlessly integrated rather than an isolated agent for only a specific task.
So Joule's agents can work not only within the SAP's product suites, but also can work with non-SAP products, across the board.
Exactly. I think this is where the agent is really grounded in the data part that we have, because SAP has so much data and so much information. Some data are outside of SAP, right? This is where we bring business data cloud in this middle layer. If you find our strategy diagram. So you have AI on top, you have all the product, and then business data cloud is where really the foundation. Because without good data, AI is also kind of can garbage in, garbage out. So with this, we have SAP data and non-SAP data together, where we really grounded the business to understanding kind of which agent should I call, which API should I use, so the agent can have overall the orchestration, kind of like a multi-agent system, where human in the loop is one of the tools, but all the third party can also become a tool for Zhu to use. And all the 1,800 skills I mentioned in Zhu are also be the tools that for Zhu agent you can design and you can build on top of that.
Oh, that, excuse me, that's great. So you mentioned, I like the dispute example. So you mentioned that Zhu agents can go look through all like emails and shipping systems and all that and kind of come up with a recommendation, but you still need that human in the loop to kind of go through them. Where do you draw the line of, some tasks can be 100% automated by the agent and some tasks you need the human in the loop?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Jill. I think we're still very early in this kind of research and LLM capability to full business. I think we're in the process. We're really proud of the pace we're at. But SAP system is the bread and butter of supply chain or your procurement. You don't want to, at this point, fully automated. So human in the loop is very important to us. And then we have this very thoughtful design process based on different use cases, different agent, where you wanted to insert that tool. And we also have an agent evaluation system where we trace all the agent, not just like a black box. We have all the traceabilities of what tools, what reasonings are happening to really give our end user kind of this confidence before they activated this agent.
So basically you are vetting the agents constantly.
Right.
Make sure the agents are improving.
Right. I think we're still very early to give the agent everything at this point.
That's true.
I mean, some kind of the under the hood agent, they can still run for like behind the scene, but agent, the human in the loop is always there to make the final yes or no. Even the agent can give all the recommendations.
But at the same time, the agents are taking the load of human beings, those manual work, those repetitive work, which do not require like creativities or innovations out of humans' hands, so that to make human beings more productive.
Yes, I think a lot of people are worried this agent will take over my job, but I think we're not quite there yet, but it's more to make people more efficient.
That's right.
In every aspect of the business. If you think about, I'm reading all my invoices, all the things my invoices are delayed, so I will have over a month, so I do not get paid. So this agent can actually reducing the outstanding days that are not paid and really improving kind of the account receivable or business process, right? So this is where we see agent work well with human. It's not replacing
That's right. That's what, it's like what Andrew said about 10x professionals.
Yes.
Right, that's what we're headed. That is great. And you mentioned and I mentioned that SAP, one of SAP's unique value is the over 50 years of data and business knowledge, and which is a gold mine. Especially data is the key to AI. Also, do you tell us more about what SAP is doing with the data, and how does that extra context that can provide, make UI suggestions more reliable?
Yeah, happy to. I think, we are all talking about LLM in this space where really, really good at processing text and documents, right? But ICP is building a lot of the product on data, so which is the tabular data, tables, and APIs. How do we actually make progress on tabular data from? This is where, from a research perspective, I'm really honored I'm part of the team where we have hundreds of data science research working on different topics and the foundation model for tabular data is one of the core research topic, where we have all these information about tables, about your customers, about vendors, about the information that you're trying to talk to a customer. Maybe you don't have all this information. How can we bring the narrow AI, which you used to do a prediction on churn, prediction on upsell, or recommendation system, those narrow AI applications to generalize that with a foundation model, building on data and building on different tables, multiple tables. This is where we have innovation research papers, and we have a lot of very active engage on open source to really contributing to that front. And on the other side, we also have this business knowledge graph where all these tables are interacting with each other, what's the join keys and all these APIs. We actually have all the metadata for them. So how do you describe this purchase order table? How do you describe every single column? What do they do? This is where business knowledge graph really bring this value to connect each other, to really easy to help developers to find the API in real time, in runtime, to construct so they can easily finding what's underlying services I should call, and how do we powering this more quickly with foundation model and knowledge graph on top of our business data cloud. So it is a lot of research happening, but it's I see a lot of path into production in a very speed way. So that's very exciting because then we can ground it at our AI offering from our internal proprietary data and tables and metadata on one side. On the other side, we also have our SAP proprietary content with document grounding, with all the kind of domain expertise sitting on your S/4HANA system, for example, to really bring the real value that's which are relevant and reliable.
Oh, that's super exciting. You have like over 100 of data scientists working on research and bring the research to production.
Yeah, I'm also new to SAP. I'm here for a year, but we have a lot of very active partnership with universities like Stanford and a lot of other very prestigious universities globally, and we partner with startups. So we really very actively engaging in this community in terms of model evaluation, model kind of new ideas. So this is a very exciting space where SAP open up this broader ecosystem, not only with all these large enterprise partners, but also with hyperscaler providers to co-innovating ideas, and the academic industry and the academic side is very I would say proud of the effort.
And you were with your background, you were at the focal point of research, PhDs, and the commercial side of AI technology. So it must be super exciting for you.
Yeah, it's changing every day.
It's changing every day.
Deep
That's
learning
true.
AI keep me grounded. To learn.
Andrew's courses.
Yes, I think we actually partner with deeplearning.ai to bring some courses into SAP. I think there's a huge appetite within the company, and we feel it's very important to not just have data scientists know about AI, the latest and greatest, but also the product managers and the engineers, and then the broader kind of go-to-market, even sales, right? You should know what is AI. So it has been super helpful to having this kind of learning sessions. We have a learning day, and internally we also have hackathons. So I was very honored to be the judge or sponsor for one of the hackathons for Agent in San Remo, one of our Bay Area office. So we bring engineers, like 70 engineers from the global, like the top engineers that come together, kind of like this build-a-thon here. And then we have all the business problems, like customer give it to us. And then we develop Agent very quickly in prototype, and then we have a path to production. So those things keep me really energized and keep me up at night. And to really see how do we bring research to production is not just on the paper, which we also contributing a lot to, but the production size and the business really landing the value is very important.
Right, that's what actually brings the value to the society and human beings, that's for sure. And I totally hear you and agree with you. Like within AI Fund, we're doing the same thing. Like if Andrew is encouraging everybody, he mentioned that our CFO learned how to code, and then she can, our CFO Ellen, she can also make herself a 10x CFO. Think about if everybody within your team can be 10x, then as a team, you can be like how many times more efficient and productive.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I will stop
Right.
saying live coding. I think he doesn't prefer that
doesn't
term.
like that term. He doesn't like the term.
We do not only building AI product. I would say internally we use a lot of AI tools and to bring the efficiency. And this is where you can see do for developer. For example, we have a offering dedicated to improving developer efficiency, kind of to really bring the value faster, right? Not just like we building to our customer internally, we also have this tool to help us to be all overall very effective.
Yes, we briefly were chatting about Joule for consultants and developers. Do you want to tell us more about it overall, how it helped to speed up?
Yeah, I think Joule is overall kind of the UI, and it has different families, a whole family of personas. So Joule for Consultant, we launched GA in Sapphire, which is back in May this year. And we have a really good kind of problem to solve, I have to say, because SAP is very complex. And we're in this stage of cloud transformations. A lot of the enterprise, if you think about it, SAP is a 50-year company, so a lot of customers adopting SAP are still on premises, and they're still not able to reap the benefits of AI at full. So SAP has this strategy for cloud transformation, partner with those customers to bring them on the cloud. So we have this RISE methodology and GROW methodology, but the idea is basically how do we help all the customers to be on cloud so that they can get more AI much more easily. So in the process, we have this tool chain, so we can help those consultant or customer to move this transformation as efficiently as possible. So Joule for Consultant is helping answer all these different questions for a functional consultant or system integrators to say, hey, I'm working with this customer, they have this need, what is a clean core principle? So we grounded with SAP knowledge to really provide an expert in instructions and step-by-step guidance. So that has been helping the consultants saving so much time, on average about 90 minutes, to finding information all through the web. You used to go to community, SAP help, and all this. Now you can go to Joule for Consultant to really getting all your answers summarized and aggregated and grounded with SAP knowledge. On the other side, with Joule for Developer, this is a AI-enabled IDE. So you would say what kind of coding they do. There is a programming language called ABAP, A-B-A-P. This is SAP programming language, which is all SAP product and any customizations you want to do are built based on ABAP language. So this native AI-enabled IDE can help our ABAP developers, I think worldwide we have millions of them, to really be much more efficient. And within SAP, we fine-tune this ABAP model on top of general coding model with our own code line, because we own this. We have a lot of domain expertise on ABAP model. So the model can powering in the IDE code generation, code explanation. If you want to dedicate it a specific component you want to customize, we will just do that, boiler alert all the code automatically. And also it can natively integrate with your S/4HANA system where you can find all this error code. Oh my gosh. So a Joule for Developer would be able to explain that error code and provide recommendations. Of course, the usual ones like the unit testings and code migration is also coming as well. So really excited to help the developers for a BAP system to be more efficient.
And you're pretty much looking at end-to-end
This is kind of end-to-end because for large customers to do cloud transformation, it's a huge effort. It usually take multiple years and hundreds and thousands of people working on this. It's not an easy journey. Anything we can do to cut the cost for to bring the win-win situation, because nobody wants a transformation take multiple years. So we'll bring value to our partners, bring value to our customers, and it will help the customers to really having AI as fast as possible and all over, because Joule is everywhere. We're developing these capabilities for powering enterprise everywhere they go. So this is where I see the value of SAP Business AI to not help the customer, but ultimately help end users.
It's great to hear that SAP is also helping to bring speed into enterprise, because like you said, if the transformation is going to take 2 years, in this era, in the AI era, in the GenAI era, we don't even know what's going to happen in the next 2 months. let alone if the transformation is taking 2 years. We cannot wait for that. So it's great to know that SAP is also bringing speed into enterprise transformations.
Exactly. I think we have this idea enterprise will take a long time, right, to do anything. But I'm very happily engaged right now with all the partners within SAP and also some startups in the area to really. I feel like we're functioning like a startup in some way. Like we have this idea and then we're prototyping it and pretty quickly customer verified this from an early adopter program, then we launch. So this is the speed I'm super proud of the team across engineers and data scientists and design to really bring this in the enterprise level, which I don't want to bore you with all the details of like privacies and product release process, but it is quite a learning journey. But we are operating at the speed of a startup, in the Silicon Valley and beyond.
That's great. That's great. And how, speaking of startups, how can if startups out there want to partner with SAP, what would be your recommendations? How they can do that, partner with SAP?
Yeah, I think first of all, SAP is a pretty broad ecosystem, has a pretty broad ecosystem. We have customers, right, which are usually very large customers. And then we have this consultant or partner, like consulting companies, to implementing the system to the customers. And we also have these hyperscalers that we work on top of AI Core, where all the LLM models are available. And of course, everything is all-in-one developer platform is our BTP platform, Business Technology Platform. I think for startup, I think it's first to see is there any specific kind of industry or domain you want to go in? Because it can be very different. Within SAP, I would recommend go to feature the Discovery Center. You can discover over 400 different AI use cases that we already built to give you a flavor of what that is and how are you solving for supply chain or solving for finance or procurement or human capital. So based on your use cases, finding those existing embedded AI use cases on top, besides Joule, because not everything is a chat function. Some are natively embedded into the product. And then to explore. And then also, startup mode, you can also go to BTP, set up your own account, explore our offerings from AI Core, where I mentioned we have all the LLM models. We also have a responsible AI component built into this, where we will provide you enterprise-grade level of the applications. So we also actually have this SAP build on BTP, where you can build your own Joule skills. This product is already GA, so you can check it out. Not only in the 1,800 Joule skills we already have, based on your use case, you can contribute into that and building your own skills, and you can test it out. So that feature is already available, and we also have Agent Builder, where you can build in agents. So powering by all the Joule skills and powering by all third-party API, you can bring your own tools. This is where the startups can contribute in very quickly to Joule skills and Joule agent. So this feature is already available, and we have a very I would say, very good experience center in Palo Alto over here, and we also have experience center globally as well. I know our MD are here, our managing director locally will be here, so happy to answer any questions because we are very excited to working with a lot of startups.
That is great. So for viewers out there, please do check out all the excitement happening on SAP's Business AI and Joule agents and Joule skills, and see what's out there and what you can contribute more. And do get in touch with SAP if you have any questions. And thank you again, Natalie, to spend the time with us. Thank you for being here.
Very excited to be here. Let me know if you have questions. We are from hype to reality, so we're just at the beginning. So explore more and let us know.
Great. Thank you.